telling about step 1, 2, 3, 4. Could we go that just through again? Like step 1.
Step 1 is just an awareness that I'm not at peace. And that takes training because we're used to not being at peace almost all the time, and therefore it doesn't really matter. So what it requires for me is to be very vigilant with my feelings, vigilant with my thoughts, and vigilant with noticing when I'm not at peace and not in love. So step 1 simply notices I'm not at peace right now. That's it. I'm not going to say because you have long hair or because the mic is there. I'm simply not at peace. Step 2 then immediately said this is about me. And the beauty of that is it does away with the story. And there was a great question that we asked 15, 18 years ago, who would you be without your story? So if you drop your story, who would you be? So drop the story. It's just about me. Most difficult of the whole process, because nobody wants to do that. Why don't they want to do that? Because they think if I say it's just about me, then everything is my fault. And that shows a misunderstanding of the work, because there is no fault. Nothing has ever gone wrong. So step 2, it's about me, is not an attack on me. It simply says, I am completely responsible for what I just experienced. I'm 100% responsible. I choose the feelings I experience. I decide upon the goal I would achieve. And everything that seems to have happened to me, I've asked for it. That's a beautiful teaching. And receive as I have asked. So step 2 puts me in that place. I am the author of this experience. I chose to be upset. Interesting. Step 3. Now I need to know, how do I feel actually? What's the feeling that I have right now? And we've made a feeling sheet of some 60 feelings in order for me to learn to feel. Because when I started doing this work, I was numb or I was in rage. Those were my 2 options. I had no feelings. Often a partner would ask, how are you feeling? And I would honestly say, I don't know. Because I didn't know. I could not feel. So step 3 was a training part for me, to train my mind to feel, and I had to learn that. I had to learn it from writing feelings down, looking at them. Is that what I feel? Oh yeah, that feels familiar. Abandoned is the first one on the list because it starts with an AB. Is that a familiar feeling? I feel abandoned all the time. I have a hunch that 7 billion people on the planet feel abandoned all the time. Nobody talks about it. And yet that is the crucial, the absolute essence feeling. So step 3, what am I feeling? Then you ask yourself, is this a familiar feeling? In other words, do you actually think this is the first time you feel it? And of course, that's not true. Every feeling I have is a replay of something that I felt a long time ago. Either in utero, you can go back that far, or in the first 8 years is when I made all my feelings. I don't make new feelings. I have to accept that as a truth. That is not only a truth of this teaching, it is also now scientifically proven. At that time I made my neuropath, the neuropath guide, allow the feelings to form, and I experience the feelings. Wonderful. So now I know that feeling is familiar, now I have to follow that feeling into the past. So I ask the feeling, when did I first feel this? Where did that come from? And if I stay in the feeling, not in my thinking, not in my intellect, but if I stay in the feeling, then it will take me to a memory. And in that memory, I will feel the same feeling. And then wonderfully enough, almost always, that memory has nothing to do with what I thought I was upset about. That's the beauty of this work. And that again confirms the idea that I don't know I'm upset. Of course, the Miracles teaches, I don't know. I don't know what I'm upset. I have no idea. I'm never upset for the reason I think. I think I'm upset because of that, but I'm never upset for the reason I think. That is step 2 as well. Look at that. That's the freedom. So now I've taken it back. And now I have a memory. I'm 2 years old. My father or my mother did or said something, and I had that same feeling. Next thing is to ask myself, that feeling is sending me a message about me. It's telling me something about me. I wonder what that is. It's telling me that I'm not loved. It's telling me that I don't belong. It's telling me perhaps that I'm not supported. It's telling me perhaps that I can lose love. Not supported and losing love, I had the two big ones that I still work with. They're still there. They're much weaker than they were 20 years ago, but they still come up because I still have to work on it. That's the beauty of this work. As long as I allow my feelings to be into my awareness, I can continue my healing. So now I know I made up that I can lose love. Then the forgiveness that I do with myself, I don't need to do with somebody else. That's why I designed it this way. Is forgive me for believing I can lose love. That's not true. I cannot lose love. Love by very nature cannot be lost. Compared to a fish at 300 feet below the surface of the ocean is afraid of losing water. You can't lose love. You are love. You're surrounded by love. Love is everything there is. There's nothing else. So that's a mistaken belief. I feel better. I'll go back to the original upset. How does it feel now? It doesn't mean a thing anymore. Or there's still a little bit left. Then I do it again because maybe there's another belief that also entered into that process, or it's the same belief that isn't quite gone yet right now. Doing the process doesn't mean the feeling or the belief is gone entirely. Of course not. Some beliefs take years. The belief that I can lose love, I've worked on for 20 years, it still comes up. It's come up exactly twice for a little while in 2.5 years. That's not many times compared to all day long, every day before. So there is fantastic progress. And then the last forgiveness is simply taking away any opportunity to judge myself for once again having fallen for that belief. So I say, forgive me for forgetting that I am love. Forgive me for forgetting that love cannot be lost. Forgive me for forgetting that we are one. Forgive me for forgetting that there is only God. There's nothing outside of God. And then the process is complete. Then I close my eyes. I go back to the first moment. How does it feel now? It's gone. Fantastic. Then for now, I'm done. But when you're serious about this work, you're going to do it hundreds of times a day. And particularly the first few years. And of course, the benefit is enormous. It's the same as learning a sport. So if I want to be a half-decent golfer, I don't go to a golf course once a week or once every 2 weeks and hit a ball, try to play a round of golf. I will not be a good golfer. If I want to be a good golfer, I hit 200 balls a day, every day, in rain or shine. I play a round of golf maybe once a week, but the rest of the time I practice. It's the same with this. I do it 200 or 300 times a day, and then it becomes easier.
I just have to see that this is Diederik, and I'm so happy.